Well, it's trying. There we are. You are live.
We are live.
Welcome to the Kornelia Stephanie Show. I'm with my beautiful co-host, Nadine Searle.
Yay. Hello, Kornelia Stephanie.
How
How
are you?
are you? Good, thank you. Very good. In England at the moment, it's rather warm. So we're having a warm week, I think. So what's your weather like today?
Well, it's actually cooled down a lot in the morning time. You know, when I go out to do my morning nature walks, I definitely have to have my have to have a jacket on because it is cooler now in the mornings. So we are here with our next broadcast of self-realization and the inner child, part 5. Can you believe it?
5. Yay. Love it.
So self-realization and the inner child, part 5. What we want to do, Nadine, maybe you can help us remember that, you know, eventually we want to get all the links for all of the past shows, together, so that people can look at the other parts, because so many people right now are going through so many challenges.
Yes.
Big time challenges. And part of the healing of our past is healing that inner child, the wounds that we've experienced in our childhoods from the age of 0 to 7, and even before, when we were still in the womb of the mother.
Yes,
you know, because we were also feeling those energies of feeling, you know, so there's also that. But coming in and healing the wounds of our past humanity, and that is not just this life, because we're also healing past life things, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, that is also happening. So I just feel like, you know, the more, you know, I was really called for you and I to come here and do this conversation, have this conversation. So we talk about the inner child work and to what it means to be an awake person, that's a self-realized person that's been doing the inner work, and then at the same time that is present with the inner child that is calling for your attention to, mommy, I'm scared, mommy, I'm, you know, whatever it is, mommy, daddy,
tired.
whatever that is, you know. And even people like myself, you know me as the amazing Kornelia.
The amazing Kornelia Stephanie, I do.
I know myself as the amazing Kornelia. And then at the same time, this past week, I also had to really, really stand in my strength and stand in my knowing, because an event occurred, unexpected event, when one of my dearest friends lost her son to suicide. And you know that I've talked about suicide often because it's the core. This was something that personally I have transcended and overcome, because I was a suicidal soul. And so for me, suicide I've been very vocal about that it's not that we want to kill ourselves, it's that we want to kill the pain. And in order to kill the pain, you know, we don't want to harm ourselves and cause violence to ourselves or cause violence on another person. In order to kill the pain, we have to feel it. And feeling it is healing it. And this has all been the part of, you know, moving into our humanity and feeling all of it, feeling all of that, feeling all the past, feeling all the pain, feeling all of the things that are there that have come up to the surface now, where before we've either suppressed it in our physical bodies, where it hasn't been safe to talk about it, like our mother's generation, or we've numbed it with the addictions of drugs, alcohol, shopping, gambling, you name it, porn, you name it, whatever the addictions are, you know. And now, you know, we are evolving as a human race to really be able to move into our ultra mastery abilities and remember our gifts from other lifetimes. But first we have to tend to our own inner garden. And that is to feel all of the things that still need our love and acceptance and approval. What do you want to say about that?
Yeah, I so agree with you, Cornelia, and I am so sorry that you had this to go through. But you were there for your friend, and that's so beautiful, isn't it? That you could do that because of the work you've done yourself and your understanding. So it is, you're vital in part of that. But it does take its toll, doesn't it? Sometimes it triggers things when we have things happen in our world to the people we care about, people that we love, then it can affect us. And this is where the work of the inner child, I feel, is so valuable. And actually being able to express like you are, say how you feel, be brave enough to feel what you feel, because that quite often is the reason that we don't feel, why we numb our feelings, because we are scared. And I know in my past I was like that. I didn't want to address my feelings. I was very, very frightened of feeling. I didn't know how to cope. So it is actually to go through this process and be brave. It starts off with being brave, doesn't it? And like you said, standing in your power and actually going, I know myself well enough to know that I can handle this. I will get through this. I can love myself. I can visit the inner child. And my way of doing it actually quite often is to sit with my inner child, visit my wonderful little Nadine here,
Yeah.
and with a meditation, and actually just in peace and calm in that lovely space that we can create for ourselves, and just say, what do you need? I'm talking to little Nadine. What do you need? And then the answers come, don't they? And it might be, I think I said earlier, didn't I, a bit tired. Sometimes we need a rest. Sometimes we need a hug. Sometimes you've got your lovely huggy bear there, haven't you? So it is what we need, but we don't, and especially when we are reaching out to others like you've just been going through, you don't do that because you're caring for someone else, and that's fine. But to step back, like you say, into your power is so important, to know your boundaries, know your limits, know what you can give, and when you need to give back to yourself is really, really vital, isn't it?
Yeah. And do you know that right now, this communication, this conversation is healing me, and it's
Yeah,
healing and
yeah,
strengthening my inner being because you are acknowledging.
yeah. We feel, don't we? We
Yeah,
feel.
we feel, and you're
Mm,
acknowledging, and also you gave the secret. The secret ingredient is very. You gave it right there, and you said, when you sit with little Nadine, you ask little Nadine, what does she need,
yeah,
and that is actually the inner child's cry
mm,
for, what do you need now? What do you need that I can give you?
yeah,
And that's the piece, right? And you said it.
mm,
And so and you even understood that, this week I wasn't necessarily there for
no,
myself. I
mm,
was there for my friend. And that was the thing. However, part of our self-care musts. It's absolutely, it is, there's no way around it. In order to be a well-rounded, healed, whole being, you have to be able to tend to your own inner garden, into your own inner wounds, and what's there for your love, what's there for, your attention. And so this is exactly what I did a few days ago. Um I think it was like on Saturday or on Sunday, is when we were getting ready to go for the celebration of life, um,
mm,
that afternoon. And that morning I had to run an errand, and I remember sitting in the car. I had been talking out loud to myself, and I said, what is it that you need? What is it
yeah,
that you need right now that I can give you, that you need for the upcoming days? And I had planned a vacation, to go on vacation next week.
mm,
And so this was planned, for a couple months already, like 3 or 4 months, or what. It was to go and visit some dear close friends, and that I was really looking forward to spending that time. And what came out for me, what I really need, is I need space and time to myself.
yeah, yeah,
I need space and time to myself, and I need time to catch up with myself, because I've been witnessing, so many things, not just the world changing and unfolding, and the crimes of humanity and all the things, and then at the same time the aching, breaking, shocking, uh,
Mm,
the
mm,
loss that
mm.
my friend and her family went through
Yeah.
and still going through, and to be witness to all of that, and be present to all of that. And so my usual regime, is to always make sure that I'm checking in that inner feeling state, make sure that I'm good. And I haven't really been able to keep up with it because it's been so much,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
you
And
know.
sometimes we put it aside, don't we? And that is okay temporarily, but it is to come back, isn't it? And remember to come back, which you have done, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why, I felt so good about the decision that I made because, I could very easily have gone on the vacation,
Mm,
feeling like, well, I should do it because I committed
yeah.
to it, or the vacation's going to make me feel better. But all of those things just felt like those are things where I'm accumulating more, and I'm accumulating
Yes.
more, and I'm
Yeah.
accumulating more, and I felt like I need space to myself,
Yeah.
to mother myself, to nurture myself, and to give myself
Yeah.
that space and that time, and that is the priority now, even if we have to cancel the vacation.
Mm, mm. And it's so true, isn't it? Because I would think a lot of people listening to this would go, "Oh, well, take that holiday, that vacation, because that's what you need." But you understand yourself enough to know that maybe that would be a distraction, or like you say, cause busyness that isn't right for you at the moment. And you need that peace and calm and that stillness and that time so that you can focus on you. And that is, it's a blessing to recognize that. And it's a luxury, I would like to say, actually, to give yourself that, isn't it? And you are in that space. You are this self-realized person. You've done your inner child work. You visit it regularly so that you can recognize and actually give yourself that. And that is exactly what you need, isn't it? And you know that. And,
Yeah.
and I feel that, and it will serve you so well. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, so next week I'm looking forward to it, because also doing the inner child work as an entrepreneur, as a community builder, we've got the Cornelia Stephanie Media Group where
Yeah.
we're launching a lot of things, and you're part
Mm,
of that group, and I'm so glad that you are. So on a business level, we also have that. We have the
yeah.
business to take care of, and we have all those things. And that doesn't mean that the tender inner self isn't fully present, but we're capable and we're able to stand in our strength, in our human strength, much more capable than we have thought before.
Yeah.
And because when we have really strong boundaries and we know how to do that self-care, we know how to listen,
Yeah.
ask, what is it that you need now? What is it that you need now?
Mm,
And then be willing to make the changes, even
yeah.
if it's going to make other people uncomfortable, even if other people aren't going to understand, whatever that is, but that we do it. And so that's been the piece.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
these are the lessons, and that's why
Mm,
sharing the
mm.
vulnerability, sharing openly that even the most adept masters, the awakened people that know that they have loved themselves free, they are whole human beings and standing in their strength and in their divinity, they're standing in their self-realization. Even people like that, are vulnerable, and have to you know go through this process that has been that deep inner work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, this is and like right now, which is really cool, Nadine, I'm looking forward to it, because next week I have this staycation then, and it's a perfect time because right now we're moving into your season.
I know. How lovely is that? Yay!
Oh, oh my God, into your season. What do I mean by
I
that? Well,
know.
we're moving into the Leo
I
season.
know. I know. And it's so wonderful.
Honey,
Just for me, of course. Yay!
it's all for you, Nadine. It's all for you. It's like, who do you think you are? And
Ooh,
what's so exciting, it's your birthday coming up.
yes,
Tell us
exactly.
again
Yeah.
when it is.
24th of July, so Saturday. Woohoo!
Oh, wow, that is.
Yeah,
Happy
so I'm
birthday.
feeling that personally, I'm feeling that power, that lion energy, and that it's all coming and it's all
Oh,
wonderful.
good.
So the
That,
excitement is building because I'm still a little child at heart. So
yeah.
oh yes, but it's
Yeah.
my time, my time.
It
which is
is your time, and it's all for you and all of those beautiful Leos that are out there celebrating your
mm,
birthday. We need this time right now. We need that passion. We need that fire after all that water we've been feeling.
that's yeah,
We need that. So I'm looking forward to that myself. It's like, oh, good.
yes.
Let's burn out some of that dross that's.
Exactly. We Leos are generous. We share our fire energy. We will share it with everyone, so you won't be able to get away from it. So,
No, and I
uh,
have a really beautiful exercise for us here in a little bit, but
mm.
I know that you're gonna really do well with this exercise. It's gonna fit right
I love it.
into your lioness. Leo.
I love it. I love it. Now we have had people have been coming up to me and getting in touch with me because they've been listening to our podcast. As we said, we're on number 5 now. So, and people have been asking me questions. So I know we really want to invite people, don't we, to question what we're saying and ask us things that they don't understand, maybe, or they want us to talk about a bit more. So I'm very happy for people to get in touch with me directly, and I'm sure you are too, Cornelia, and just ask questions if there's anything that people want to know. And one of the ones that I think would be nice to talk about today that someone asked me, we talked in our last podcast about being in a place of neutrality. And that actually follows on quite nicely from what we're saying today about really feeling and tuning into our feelings, which is an important part of what we do and the inner child work, but also then learning how to maybe step back a little bit, maybe rise above if you want to look at it that way, and be in this place of neutrality. And I hope I'm saying that properly. But excuse me for a little tickle there. But it's actually just stepping out, isn't it, of those emotions temporarily sometimes, but actually just seeing the bigger picture and being able to choose how we react and how we actually do what we need to do. Exactly as you've just described, Cornelia, what you've been through, you were there for your friend, you did what was natural, but then actually realizing those feelings and emotions, knowing what to do, but getting to a place of, to say, neutrality so that you can make the right decisions. So I was asked to start, what does that really mean to us both? But also, how does it benefit us? And if I haven't described that already, obviously you can add to that with your understanding of it. And more importantly, how do we get there? Because we can talk about it because we have practiced it, we can do it. But how do other people get there? Because it's one of those areas they go, I'm emotional, I don't know how to rise above it, step out of that. So I thought that was a really good question in on what we've already talked about. So
It's
what
really good, Nadine. It's a really
mm,
good question.
mm,
Again, I mean, there's no easy way through, but going through it, and that basically, how do you return back to your natural neutral state? Neutrality is being neutral to an event that is triggering you.
mm,
That's coming up where it's activating pain, and it's
yeah,
triggering you. And so the only way that we can come back to a place of neutrality is when we feel the pain that has been activated there, so that we can feel it, that we can release it, and that we can let it go, and then we return back to a neutral state.
mm,
Because once you've felt that pain and once it's been released, if you don't have an emotional charge on it, that means that you're neutral to it. That means that you've felt it, and that means that it has been neutralized. It's only our emotional body that's being triggered by the event that is causing the attention to you. Hi, there's pain here for you to tend to and
yeah,
feel.
mm,
And so basically, that's what it means. We have to be able, because if you don't have any cell memory, if you will, in your emotional body of the past, where that trigger is there, so that you can heal that part of yourself that hasn't been felt. And so when people say to you, I'm emotional. Yes, you are
yeah,
emotional, because
mm,
there's feeling for you to experience and move through, so that you can really ask yourself, what is this about? What am I releasing? What am I feeling? Why is this trigger? What is this bringing up for me?
mm,
This process, the emotional processing of emotion, so that you can return back to your neutral state. I mean, we do have the 21-day practice that really takes you into
It
that
does. Yeah.
neutral state, and for
Mm.
those people that want that. But you also have offerings that you can help people with this,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, your 21 day, there are lovely parts in there that really help with this area, don't they? We get practiced at it because it's daily practice. But the way that I help people with my Calmer Self method, it is a 6-step program. But part of that is actually, I hold people in a lovely, safe, caring space. And then we can do the work in that lovely space because it's a place that we can do it. And people then learn to do that for themselves, which is beneficial, which is what we've done, isn't it? We've learned that. But actually, one of the parts of my Calmer Self method is actually to learn how to actually sit with difficult emotions because there is a lot of fear. And for myself, I would push feelings away because I didn't know how to cope with them and I was scared. So pushing them away, but that doesn't work forever, does it? We know that. So when we learn how to sit with difficult emotions and just be with them for a minute, that takes the fear away. That empowers us massively. And then we can actually get better and better at doing, like we've just said, taking the emotions, going, yes, they're here for a reason. Almost, I'd be brave enough to say, welcoming them, the emotions that are uncomfortable. And
It,
actually go, okay, this is here for a reason. Come on, what is it? What do
yeah,
I need to know? The
yeah.
things that we've been talking about. And actually, then, and as I say, that really makes us empowered. It gives us that ability to choose how we react. And whatever we choose is right for us. And then when we need to be in that lovely neutral state, but again, not be scared of emotions that will come and hit us from every which way, which is what life is all about, isn't it? So that is a very empowering part of my Calmer Self method. And I love sharing that with people. It's such a good thing to do. So
Yeah. So how can people get in contact with you? Is it just through Facebook or YouTube, or is that the
yes,
best way?
yes, Calmer Self, which is on the screen there. Facebook, that is my Facebook page, Calmer Self. My YouTube channel is Calmer Self as well. And my website is Calmer Self. So all of those methods you can get in touch with me. And there's lots of information that are out there as well that you can look at.
Yeah, and I love that. And so I encourage everybody that is looking to return to the calmer self, to
Mm,
return to a neutral self, to take a look at the work that Nadine offers, because she holds that beautiful space. And this is, it's amazing what happens when you work with a person that has already
mm,
done that work and that can hold that space for you to be like that midwife to
yeah, yeah,
guide you into your inner self.
mm,
And basically it's kind of like, because when you're so busy, the person feeling the pain, that takes all of your energy, takes all of your energy. It's
yeah,
like there's so much. So it's basically, then it's nice when you have a facilitator, a healer,
mm,
a coach, a midwife, a person that
mm,
has that can hold that space and show you how natural it is,
yeah, yeah.
it-
Sort of
how
ease you
natural
through it.
it
Yeah. Mm,
yeah, how natural it is for you to move into your inner cry and
mm,
feel the pain of the past, because it's always from the past. This is the
yeah,
part. Every event is basically neutral
mm,
already.
mm,
You want to be a matching vibration to the event and have no emotional charge around it, not because you're not empathic or feeling, but because you are. But if you still have emotional pain associated with it, there is still work to be done. And you want to be able to come at it from the same place of being neutral, the same way that the event is, because it's happening and
mm,
it's there. But if you have healed and loved yourself and you're not triggered uh, in a pain body way, then you can respond from a place of
yeah,
in your
yeah,
in your power, in your authority,
yeah,
in your neutrality.
yeah,
You can then be the peace in when others are in their pain, and you can then
yeah.
hold that space, and that's being of service, isn't it?
Perfect, isn't it? And that's exactly what you were able to do for your friend, wasn't it? So it's just beautiful. You couldn't have done that if you hadn't have done the work yourself.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that's
can you
exactly.
imagine like that day when
Mm,
this, because I got a text that morning that my son killed himself last night. those were the words exactly. And I
Mm,
had to
mm.
like, look, did I just read this
Yeah,
correctly?
yeah.
And so then when I called over there and went over there, well, then she told me, she says, we're going to be at my daughter's house.
Mm,
So I went over there and that day, and it was like, the entire family, big family, all
yeah.
came there in that house, and they all gathered. And can you imagine being present that whole day with people that are all in emotional
Mm,
shock,
yeah.
and myself included, because my friend
Of
is
course.
aching.
Yeah, you were too. Of course you were. But you were able to be in that place to give what everybody else needed, and you did that, didn't you? But that is a joy to be able to do that, isn't it, for people that you care about? It's very,
Yeah,
very
and so
beautiful.
this is the place, we wanna be able
Mm,
to return, because now, then you can come at it from a neutral space. It
mm,
doesn't mean that I wasn't feeling. I was feeling all
yeah,
of it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
because of that deep inner work that I've done, I was able to be the presence,
Mm,
and to offer strength and compassion and courage,
yeah, yeah.
and be there in service, and that is what we can do for
Mm,
each other. So this is why it's important
beautiful.
that you do that deep inner child work, that you do
Mm,
that deep inner work with yourself. I
mm.
want to look and see how much time we have.
I was just going to say that because we don't want to run over time, do we? And I know you've got this little exciting whatever it is
Oh
you've
my
got to
God,
share
I
with
don't think we
everyone.
have
So,
enough time. I don't think we have enough time for
oh,
it,
okay,
because I wanted to. Basically, what it has to do with being able to stand in your shine, and do brag about who you are. And
oh, I
so,
love that.
so what I want, instead of saying who do you think you are, tell us who do you think you are from you. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute, Nadine,
Okay,
and you're
okay,
going to go and you're going to tell me who do you think you are. Tell us, who do you think
love
you
it.
are? Start
I
now.
th- I think I am. Well, actually, I'm going to change that. I know I am a compassionate soul, a joy to be around, and I shine my light over everybody. And it is exactly in that Leo power, in that wonderful power. I have learnt to embrace my power and my energy and share it with everyone and shine brightly, and feeling that power that I have to lead by example, if you like, to show my compassion, to feel the empathy and actually help other people. But it is the way I was helped. So I love that. I'm passing it on. I was helped so I can help others. And yeah, I think I know I am a shining bright being
Yeah.
and roaring loud for everybody to hear, like the lion that I am.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, show off.
Exactly.
Show
Exactly.
off and celebrate the show off, instead of, hiding behind it, and,
Mm,
listening to that inner voice that says, who do you think you are? You're
no,
shining too
no.
bright. You're too loud. You're too this. You're too that.
Yeah.
And because also, we want to give people permission to shine that light, that courageous
Mm,
light. And
mm.
especially now that we're celebrating you and your birthday.
My time, my
What a
time.
perfect time. So happy birthday, Nadine.
Thank
Many
you
blessings
so
this year
much.
for you.
Thank you for that, Cornelia, and thank you for letting me shine brightly here today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you did, and I want you to continue on sharing that
Mm,
inner courage, that lioness with all.
yeah, definitely. Let's invite everyone else to do the same today, shall we? Let's get everybody to shine brightly, and maybe they can put in the comments below, how they're shining brightly, what they're doing, how they're feeling in this Leo energy. That would be nice to hear, wouldn't it? How people
Well,
are
and they
doing
can
that.
also say happy birthday to you. Happy
Oh
birthday.
yes, of course. Happy
Birthday.
birthday
Yay.
to me.
Happy birthday to you. Yes, I
Yay!
want a song for you.
Lovely,
So
thank
I
you.
I thank you so much for coming and for shining your beautiful light and being that calmer self that you are, and having the courage to live your and create your best life and doing it. And that's what
Mm,
you're doing. So
lovely. Thank
it's
you so much.
love you so much, Nadine. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time. Ciao.
Bye.